Hello everyone, my name is Orko Prabhu Ghosh. My roll number is 20EX20009. I have prepared this circuit layout for automatic water level monitoring cum controller system. So let us look into the details of the circuit elements one by one. So first of all, this is the Arduino Uno board. These are two breadboards that we shall be requiring for a better clarity. We shall be requiring a variety of jumper wires. This is the ultrasonic sensor. This ultrasonic sensor will detect or measure the level of water present in the tank by means of this echo and trigger pin. This is the DC motor that I have used for simulation. This DC motor has got its negative terminal connected to the negative of the breadboard. This breadboard has been powered by this Arduino Uno's 5-volt supply, and the positive terminal of this DC motor has been connected to the emitter of an NPN transistor, and the this part, that is the base of the NPN transistor, has been connected by means of a 220 ohm 1 kilo ohm resistance to the 11th pin of Arduino Uno. The collector of this NPN transistor has been connected to the positive supply of the breadboard. So as a result of this, whenever this 11th pin is made on, that is made high, current will flow through the positive end of the DC motor, and as a result of that, this DC motor will start rotating at a certain RPM. Because of that, the tank shall be on. I mean, the pump shall be on. This DC motor represents the pump, and because the pump is on, water will continue flowing inside the tank. Now, when this ultrasonic sensor detects that water level is near about 100%, that means whenever we shall be putting the value of height of the container in our tank for safety purposes, we shall be putting a height more than that of the container. That is, let us say the container is of 200 centimeter height. So since this ultrasonic sensor shall be fitted inside the tank, so it needs to be safe from water since it is not waterproof. So we should set the height to say 220 centimeter or 230 centimeter to be safe, so that water level goes off. Sorry, not 230. I mean, we need to set less than 200. That is 190 or 180 centimeters, so that the pump goes off when the water level reaches 180 or 190 centimeters. That is, a safety margin of 10 centimeters or 20 centimeters is duly maintained. Now over here, these are the connections made with the Arduino of this LCD screen. That is, this LCD screen has got, let me zoom it a bit. So this LCD screen has got its ground terminal basically connected with this potentiometer. This potentiometer is used to maintain or control the brightness of this LCD display. Its VCC has been connected with the power supply in, that is, this is the positive terminal of the breadboard powered by 5 volt of Arduino Uno. Similarly, you can see this is the contrast. It has been connected with the wiper of the potentiometer because it basically adjusts the brightness qualities. This is the resistor select pin, and then this is the read write one. This has been again set to negative terminal, that is at 0 voltage with respect to the Arduino's 5-volt power supply. Then this is the enable key, and all the connections have been duly made, as you can see over here. The enable key has been connected to pin 6 of the Arduino. Similarly, the 7th pin of Arduino has been connected with the register select, and all these things, that is RS equals to 12, that is register select is assigned to pin 12. Then this is enable, so E has been set to say 6 here, so E equals to 6, and all these things shall get reflected in the code portion. Next is we have this resistance here to check so the amount of current passing, because if very high amount of current passes, this LCD display might get damaged. So we have put a 220 ohm resistance as a safety. And this is the next breadboard. It is breadboard 2 here. It has got those three LEDs corresponding to 20 less than 25%, then 25 to 50, and then 50 to 75% of water level in the tank. And that's all from the circuit design point of view.
Good morning everyone, my name is Anjani Kumar. I will be explaining you the code today. I'll just highlight the important sections of the code. Rest is just the declaration of variables and assigning values to it. So in this const int rs, these variables stand for the rs register select, enable, d4, d7, d6 pins, which are linked to the pins of Arduino by assigning values to it. So that which are 2, 3, 5, 11, 12. The liquid crystal LCD, it is a declaration for LCD which contains all these variables. The software serial GSM serial, it is again a declaration for GSM module. Now moving down to this function void GSM send string text. It is a function which is used to send message in the form of a string text. We have laid down certain parameters into it, and we also have put in delay so as to make it look good overall. The GSM serial.println 80 plus CMGF is equal to 1. It basically sets the GSM module. GSM serial.println 80 plus CMGF is equal to this number. It is this number in which the GSM would be sending the notification regarding the pump or motor being switched on or off. Then GSM serial.println text. The GSM would be sending the text which is mentioned in the serial println into the number which is linked to the GSM module. The GSM serial.println char 26, it is like an end character to the string. Now this if condition, it will read the signals received by the GSM in the void setup function. This function is used for declaring the components which we are using. lcd.begin, it will just define the number of rows and columns. lcd.clear is used to clear everything initially. The GSM serial.begin 9600 is kept for the configurational purpose which we need to use. Pin mode, it sets up the trigger pin as output, sets up the echo pin as input, sets motor as output. And while serial, this is kept for the setup to ensure whether the serial port of USB is ready to display in serial monitor or not. So this loop will iterate until this condition fails. So now the loop function, it has basically two parts. First part is mainly checking and printing the water level. The digital write, it would send the trigger pin to high, then it would set up the trigger pin to low with some delay in between so as to differentiate between the two signals. Then it will be calculating duration by putting echo pin to high. Then we'll be calculating distance by multiplying duration with 0.01716. Then the distance we would be reporting is the distance from the base, that is total distance minus the distance from the ultrasonic sensor to the surface water, that is the water level. Then accordingly we'll be printing down the distance, the percentage of water level filled. Now we have the code to control the motor. You can see that if distance is less than 90% of the total height of the water tank, then the motor would be set up to high. It would print the pump on, and it would accordingly show the level. Else when the water level is more than 90%, then it would set up the motor as low and accordingly show the the percentage of water level filled. And now these if else conditions, these things, it is used to print the distance of the water level, and this code is also used for the GSM to send the water level notification into the user's device. For example, if water is somewhere between 25 to 50%, and if it is increasing, that is it has just crossed the 25% mark, then it would just notify the user that water tank filled 25%. And if it is decreasing, that means it has just crossed the 50% mark, then it would notify the user by telling that water level dropped to 50%. Similarly, we have laid such if else conditions in different intervals, and at last when the percentage of water level is between 90 to 100%, then GSM would send the water tank is um, filled appropriately. Okay, so that's all for the code. Thank you.
Hello everybody. My name is Ayush Sharma and my roll number is 20EC30009. Today I'm going to be explaining how the ultrasonic sensor works. So in our project we have used an ultrasonic sensor to measure the height of the water level, which is being continually pumped into the water tank by a water pump. So physically, what this ultrasonic sensor does is that it produces waves of the ultrasonic kind, ultrasonic sound, if you will, and these get reflected from the water surface. So this ultrasonic sensor emits these ultrasonic waves, and after reflection, receives and senses the reflection, and thus using the very basic formula which we know, that velocity into time equals distance, it calculates the basically the height of water level which is yet to be filled inside the tank. So how does this happen? Let us explore. So, before going further, I would like to explain why we have chosen an ultrasonic sound sensor and not any other kind of sensor. Because, well, you could use other sensors like infrared sensors or something like that, but ultrasonic sensors work perfectly fine as they have the tendency to be most reflected from the water surface and the least tendency to go and be refracted or transmitted through the water surface, which will produce error in our experiment. Infrared waves, on the other hand, have a tendency to be mostly transmitted through the water surface. This results from the fact that it has a high transmittive coefficient, and the ultrasonic sensor has a high reflection coefficient. Okay, so how does it work? So the ultrasonic sensor which you see here actually does a dual role. It emits as well as senses, receives the ultrasonic waves after reflection. So both of these jobs are actually done by a small device which is located inside the ultrasonic sensor called the transducer. Okay, so what is the transducer? I'll show you. So basically this thing which you can see this here is the transducer. What it contains inside it is actually a crystal like quartz crystals, which has a particular property of called piezoelectricity. What exactly is piezoelectricity is that when this transducer receives electricity, these piezoelectric crystals like quartz vibrate and produce sound waves. Here in this case it is of the ultrasonic kind. This transducer amplifies the property exhibited by these quartz crystals, piezoelectric crystals, which by adding a matching layer so that the whole transducer vibrates with the same frequency as the piezoelectric crystals inside it to create resonance and thus amplify the effect. But the effect arises due to piezoelectricity property exhibited by the quartz crystals. Okay, so the ultrasonic sensor, as you can see here, contains one transmitter and one receiver for the ultrasonic waves. So I can show you the piezoelectric crystal. They look like this, and when they receive some electrical input, they begin to vibrate and produce ultrasonic waves. So as you can see here, so this was about the transmission part. The receiving part is really interesting. So the ultrasonic sensor contains a diaphragm, much like a ear membrane, ear drum, if you will, which vibrates when the ultrasonic waves reaches it after reflection. The whole sensor converts this mechanical energy, this vibration of the eardrum like membrane, the diaphragm, to electrical energy, and thus exhibits and shows that the distance between the top of the water container and the water level at that time. So this was all about how the ultrasonic sensor actually works inside it, and I hope you understood.
This is GSM module, Global System for Mobiles. GSM module is a hardware device that uses GSM mobile telephone technology to provide a data link to a remote network. From the view of the mobile phone network, these are essentially identical to an ordinary mobile phone, including the need for a SIM to identify themselves to network. GSM describes the protocols for second generation digital cellular networks used by mobile devices. In our project, Arduino Uno makes GSM to send the information of on and off of the motor and the quantity of water in the tank. The working process behind the GSM module is same as messaging from one phone to another.
This is the remote water monitoring and control system. Uh, this will be our water tank, and it will be filled by a sump which has a DC motor, and the pipe is going into the tank through this hole. Now this is our automatic system. Here this is the LCD display which will show us the status of the pump and the water level inside the tank. And over here we have a transistor switch system which will be switching the DC motor on and off depending on the requirement of the tank. At the center we have the ultrasonic sensor which is used to measure the level of the water. And it looks like this from the front. And this is the Arduino Uno, which is the main microcontroller. And this is the GSM module. It would send uh, the status of the water level whenever the water level reaches 25%, 50%, 75%, and 90% to the user's mobile. As you can see, we have turned the water on. The water level is rising. We can see it rising on the LCD as well. Whenever the water level crosses a mark on the container, it sends a message to the user using the GSM module. The LCD is continuously showing us the water level. Now, as you can see, the water level has reached 90%. We have enough water, and so the pump has stopped.